अस्सलाम वालेकुम, वेलकम टू स्पोर्ट्स रूम। मैं हूं आपका मेज़बान नजीब हसनैन और आज के इस स्पेशल स्पोर्ट्स रूम एपिसोड में हमारे गेस्ट हैं डेविड वार्नर। जब भी मॉडर्न डे क्रिकेट की बात होती है तो वार्नर का नाम जहन में आता है। दिस टाइम ही इज डेब्यूइंग इन पीएसएल एज कैप्टन ऑफ कराची किंग्स, तो बहुत सारी बातें होंगी। हाय डेव, वेलकम टू कराची किंग, वेलकम टू स्पोर्ट्स रूम। सो एक्साइटेड टू हैव यू इन द शो।
Thank you, appreciate it.
Dave, your start of the PSL, finally playing and debuting as captain. We expect a lot from you. You know, highly populated city, Karachi. A lot of expectations. We want to win this PSL after 5 years.
Yeah, look, for us, you can have all the expectation in the world as you want, but as athletes and cricketers, we take each game at a time. Things will go your way, things won't go your way. So for us, it's about focusing one game at a time. Everyone wants you to win the trophy, but there's a lot of steps in the way, and there's a process. So for us, it's about doing the basics right, and we're off to a good start at the moment.
Yeah. You've played in every corner of the world. You've won a title for Hyderabad. So you're the right person who can compare PSL with the top leagues. What do you say?
Yeah, look, I've only played one game. So, look, I think when you have the quality of talent that's in the country, you know, it's up there with all the other leagues in the world. And, you know, I don't like comparing different leagues. Each country has their own way of putting the entertainment on the screen. So, but the one thing that's important is that the people that are participating, we always give our 100% best, and we try and entertain the fans.
Yeah, that's true. You've joined Karachi Kings now, only one game I understand, but you've been looking from the outside as well. Do you think you see any talent, a youngster that could go a long way in international cricket?
Well, it's very early at the moment.
Very early.
But look, I think what you're going to see throughout this tournament is some high scores, especially here in Karachi. I think the wicket's a little bit green, but that makes the ball skid on at night time, as we saw. Like, you know, look at Kush the other night. Like, he applied himself and had that partnership with James Vince. And I think, you know, with what we've got in our team, I think we've got a very strong batting unit. And as a bowling unit, we always have to identify how we're going to take wickets early and how we're going to defend it to death.
You've achieved so much in your life, but the last game when I was watching it, Abbas Afridi hitting it for a 6, the excitement on your face, how much every victory means to you?
Every game is like that. I think winning games isn't easy. You know, everyone says to me, you know, what's it like when you score 100? Yeah, it's great for me, but that's my job. I've got to do that for the team. And in this game, there's a lot of lows. There's not a lot of highs. You know, and as an individual, you look across the greats of the game. I'll use Ricky Ponting example for an Australian cricket player. He scored 70 hundreds, international hundreds.
Yeah.
How many international games did he play?
A lot.
Well over 600.
Yeah.
So he had 70 good days.
That's
for himself. Right? So for himself.
That's a great way to put it.
But we don't play the game for ourselves. We play as a team, right? So he was part of a team that won over 60% of his games in his career. You know, so that's what the game is all about. And that's why we play the game. We absolutely love the game.
Yeah, I don't understand why people in Pakistan love you so much, because you have broken so many hearts. I mean, you have performed against us. You have over 2,700 runs, 2,788 to be exact, in 43 games, 58 average, 10 centuries. What is it about Pakistan that brings the best out of you?
Look, I think sometimes when you go through international cricket, you're always going to have a team, and it's not that you know, oh, I've got the confidence, I'm coming up against this team. It just so happens to pan out like that. Like, you know, in red ball cricket, you're good against this team. In white ball cricket, you're good against this team. So I guess when you play a lot of international cricket, there's going to be teams that you do favour, you know, and I look at Steve Smith, where everyone goes, England, India, I think South Africa as well, he demolishes these teams.
You have that killer instinct, that winning mentality, and in recent time, Pakistan team is struggling with that. We've got a great side. We've always been considered unpredictable. We could do something extraordinary on our day. But these days, there is a certain dip. What do you think we can do to improve that?
I'm not here to tell Pakistani cricket how to improve.
Yeah.
What I can say is it's an attitude.
It's an attitude.
It's how you rock up at training. It's how you play as an athlete. What do you do when you walk on that field? My mentality is to go out there, have a smile on my face, but I'm playing tough cricket. I want to dive around. I want to save runs. I go out there, I want to take the bowlers on. I'm not a bowler, but I want to see bowlers be aggressive. That means take wickets. People have collapses. The Australian cricket team, our middle order for a long time, we were losing 5, 6 wickets for not many. But we don't look at that. If you start looking at those little things, they become very big things. So for me, it's about, whoever's leading the team for the next however long, whoever's coaching the team, for the next 5, 10 years, the selectors, everyone has to buy into what we want to do. What's the common goal? You should have some idea of who your talent is going into that 4-year cycle, and you stick with that.
But you have to identify your players, and you have to have a solid structure that is consistent.
What I will say in Pakistan cricket is you have so many bowlers that bowl 140 plus. That's incredible. You don't find that anywhere,
Yeah.
and it's special. And that's one thing that Pakistani cricket has produced is left arm fast bowling.
Yep.
Incredible over the years. Absolutely incredible. I faced Wahab Riaz for a long time.
Yeah.
I know he's very tall, fun.
But that's the problem these days. We are losing because of our bowling, which is quite unreal to us as Pakistani fans. We are giving away runs in the ending part of the game, the death overs. That's not common here.
Yeah, look, I think it's a skill set as well.
Yeah.
I think one of the hard things in one-day cricket these days is there's 2 brand new balls. So
that has changed a lot.
So reverse swing goes out of the way. In the subcontinent, you get reverse swing because the outfield is the square is abrasive. And when growing up as a kid, we always thought if you go to the subcontinent, it's very hard to score at the back end. Yeah, it is. Now it's different. You have 2 brand new white balls, so the ball stays harder.
Yeah, that's
like the other night was the first time I've played here in white ball cricket. That outfield is rock hard. There's a bit of dew. The wicket is unbelievable. So I really feel for the bowlers. Your area for margin is so small.
So small. Okay, my next question is the perfect example of what we were talking about. The 2023 World Cup final in India in front of a packed house, and then Travis Head happened. How important was that victory? And I always say it's not just the Australian team, it's the Australian mindset.
Look, take Travis out of the equation for the first part of it. The thing is what happens behind closed doors. There was a lot of planning. A lot of planning the night before about how the bowling structures were going to be. We stopped 30, 40 runs in the circle in the first 10 overs. We took wickets. We win the toss, we bowl first. What do? We do well in the final. We fielded well. What we had to do was if the bowlers bowled the correct lines and correct lengths, the fielders were in the right placement for where the ball would go if they bowled there. So it happened to be that we went a little bit closer as a fielding unit. You had Steve Smith, myself, Glenn Maxwell, and we had Marnus Labuschagne. What we did as a pack, we came closer together. If you wanted to beat us, you had to get it right through the middle, right? But we fielded like crazy. And we knew if we could outfield the opposition in the first 10 overs and save runs, that builds pressure, we take wickets. We go back to, I think it was 150 or 160 balls, I think, India didn't score a boundary.
Yeah, that's the phase.
Right?
Yeah.
Rohit Sharma came out and batted the way he does. I think Glenn Maxwell gets him out, I think. He tries to take him over cover and gets caught. Amazing catch. The turning point was that middle period where we didn't allow boundaries. To restrict India for 240 in an international white ball game, not just a World Cup game.
It's
any white ball form of cricket in India is an incredible feat in itself. But a sea of blue, 110,000 people, and there was like 10 yellow shirts. We had the whole of the world, well, not the whole of the world, the whole of the Indian nation against us. So what do we have to lose? Nothing. We've won World Cups before, plenty of World Cups. We know the big stage. When the odds are so far against you, you don't even think about the winning. You think about what's happening right now. The most pressure was on India. Now we can talk about Travis Head's innings. That was unbelievable innings. You know, he's got such a crazy record against India. And we talk about records against oppositions. He just has this knack of scoring runs against India.
Yeah.
You know, and that innings was, you know, I think it will go down as one of his greatest innings in his career.
Of course, very memorable.
And they're moments that as a player you'd want to be a part of, and that was really, really special. But that's the only way to silence the crowd, is by putting your best foot forward and doing what we did.
यहाँ वक्त हो गया एक छोटे से कमर्शियल ब्रेक का. डेविड वार्नर से अभी बहुत सारी बातें होंगी, कहीं मत जाइएगा. विल बी राइट बैक. वेलकम बैक टू स्पोर्ट्स रूम. और डेविड वार्नर हमारे साथ हैं. उनसे अभी बहुत सारी मजे मजे की बातें हो रही हैं, पीएसएल के हवाले से, उनके अपने इंटरनेशनल करियर के हवाले से. Let's talk about your achievements. 2015, 2023, 2 World Cups, then 2021 T20 World Cup, the Test Championship. You have done it all. You've achieved so much. Which trophy has the most emotional value for you?
Look, when you say all that, it means I'm old and I've played a lot of cricket.
You're not. You're still hungry, by the way.
I am always hungry.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think when you look back at your career, international career, not one moment stands out, but I think the memories you create as a team. I played with an unbelievable squad. There was 8-9 guys there that I've played with for 10, 15 years. So for us, we're together as a pack mentality. It's a pack mentality. It's not an individual mentality. It's a pack mentality. What am I doing for my team? I'm doing what I can control. And as I say, it comes down to attitude. I control my attitude. And that's why when I look back at World Cups and all the series I've been a part of and all the individual stuff that I've done, I can't pinpoint what I like and what I've done well. Because as a team, I've gone through... I started with Ricky Ponting, I've started with Mike Hussey, I started with Brett Lee, and I've finished my career with Pat Cummins, Josh Hazlewood, Mitchell Starc, Steve Smith, Nathan Lyon, you name them.
Is that sort of thing? We are very excited to have you in Karachi Kings.
But I'm here to help everyone. It's a beautiful thing, and that's why I say cricket owes me nothing, but I owe the game, and that's why I want to be here today.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, you talked about your family. Your wife Candice is a top-level athlete. I've seen her competitions, the reality show and all. So are the kids confused? Who's the superstar at home?
I wish the girls were able to see, and they can watch YouTube clips, but my wife was an Iron Woman as well.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
To have the mental strength to be an Iron Woman is incredible. They train 3 times a day, 6 times a week.
Oof.
And ever since I met my wife, I was up at 5 o'clock in the morning training, thinking, why? I play cricket at 8 o'clock at night. Why am I getting up at 5 o'clock? Teaches you discipline.
Teaches you discipline.
It taught me discipline. And from that day there, I've always thanked her. Not for coming into my life, but for showing me what it's like to be a professional athlete.
Coming back to PSL and Karachi Kings, have you met the owner? Because Salman Iqbal is so passionate. He's so excited about his game and he gives full energy, full support. What's your impression?
Yeah, I have met Salman Bhai, and he's just a great human being. You know, I think what he brings to the table is that energy and excitement. And I love that. I love that. And that's what, for me, the passion from an owner, that's what I take out onto the field with the guys. You know, and I think what we need to understand is that there is pressure on us to win every game and lift the trophy, but what he brings to us is comfort, relaxation, and we just go out there and do our business. And that's what I love. I love just letting someone just allow us to do what we do. Yeah. And that's exactly what I see in Salman.
This time, this season, we are very excited because there is a proper balance in the team. Good fast bowlers, great batting, a little bit of spin. So we have everything. This first game, we won the game. This was a 3rd successful run chase in PSL history. But bowling struggled a bit. It was not that disciplined. What would you say?
I wouldn't say it wasn't disciplined. I think it's the first game.
Yeah.
There's, you know, it could be nerves. The ball was swinging a fair bit. The wicket was green. As I said, the outfield was fast. We did bowl a lot of extras, and we gave
20 wides.
And we gave a couple of free hits. But that's just the first game. What I will say is that I keep saying to the guys, take the aggressive approach. I want us to take wickets. I want us to pitch the ball up. We lost early wickets in the power play, but I wanted us to keep being, aggressive and positive. Take the game on. I'd rather be bowled out for 80, 90, chasing 230 without not going for it, And we always talk about in cricket, if you have two batsmen in at the end of the day, you're going to win most games. And, fortunate enough for us, we got across the line, and it's the first game.
Yeah.
So we've got a lot to work on.
Dave, how difficult is for you coming and joining a team as captain? You know the international stars, obviously, but the young guys, the local players, how do you identify, how do you learn about them?
Yeah, for me, coming in, as an international and, first-time captain in the PSL, there's a lot of pressure on myself because, when you go into another country and you take over as captain and there's other people that could be, a captain, there's pressure.
And with your sort of reputation,
But the thing is, it's important for me just to make sure that, for us and the guys, we're doing our utmost to be the best that we can. I think for us, if we can find that balance of, we've got a lot of batting in our team, right? But it's the balance of how we structure that batting. And you talk about the balance that we have. Yes, we do. But we've got 6, 7 bowling options.
Yeah.
So you've got to master that on the field as well, And I'm a believer of backing your bowlers, right? So some teams I've seen have 8 bowlers. One guy gets hit for, he bowls 2 overs, goes for 30, but he might be your number 1 bowler. You have to go back to support that guy because he knows what he's doing.
Still early days for you in PSL, but who do you think is the tough opposition in these teams?
No one.
Wow.
We don't look at the opposition like that. We look at the opposition as what their players are and how we're going to tackle them. Yes, everyone's got great bowling, great batting, but only we can control who's the better team. We like to think that we're the best team, but every team at the moment is equal. I don't like to say who's got the better team, the better structure, because every game's going to change as well, because we're going to be playing on nice wickets, then we're going to be playing on turning wickets. So there's going to be a lot of there could be changes, with the team. So at the moment, I just see us as focusing on the next game, and no one else.
Dave, I've seen foreign players struggle in subcontinent conditions a lot. What is your approach? How are you so successful right from the beginning?
I think it's a mindset of adapting to what is required on each wicket. Like, you've got so many different venues, right? So throughout my career, I've had to work out what's the best avenue for me to score runs. Speaking to guys like Virender Sehwag, Gautam Gambhir, AB de Villiers, Kevin Peterson, these guys, when I first started in the IPL, that was what it was about. I got the opportunity to play with the greats of the game, and they taught me about what it's required to play in the subcontinent, and I took that and adapted, and I haven't looked back since.
Okay, last question. Under your leadership of Karachi Kings, where are you going to take this team? What is the next level for this franchise?
Look, for myself, I just want to make sure that the guys are having fun. I always talk about we're in this bubble for five weeks. We have to have fun. If you're not here to have fun, then go home. What's our one common goal? Is to win. Yeah. But if you don't have fun, you're not going to take that on the field, and you're not going to enjoy your cricket. And that's why I always say it's important to smile, it's important to be humble and be grateful for what we have. And we have the ability to play cricket. What's our one common goal? Is to win. Yeah. But if you don't have fun, you're not going to take that on the field, and you're not going to enjoy your cricket. And that's why I always say it's important to smile, it's important to be humble and be grateful for what we have. And we have the ability to play cricket. We have the ability to be here at the PSL. Enjoy it. Win, lose or draw, enjoy it. Because if you bring that attitude, the rest is history.
Thank you so much, Dave. We've learned so much from you, your attitude. Thank you for entertaining us for so many years. I don't want to say much more because then you'll say I'm making you look old. You're still hungry and you're still going. I wish you very best of luck.
Thank you very much.
नाज़रीन, डेविड वार्नर हमारे साथ थे, उनसे बहुत सारी बातें हुई और डेविड वार्नर की क़यादत में हम चाहते हैं कि कराची किंग की टीम नेक्स्ट लेवल तक जाए, तो इसलिए बहुत सारी बेस्ट विशेस हैं। उम्मीद करता हूं प्रोग्राम आपको पसंद आया होगा। दीजिए अपने मेज़बान नजीबुल हसनैन को इजाज़त। अपना बहुत ख्याल रखिए। अल्लाह हाफ़िज़।